I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried. Well, I have made a dramatic miscalculation. Tractor, mower, sunshine. That can only mean one thing, people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is hay time. Now I know what you're thinking. You're in the buggy. You don't need a buggy to make hay. Well, how wrong are you? You do need a buggy to make hay because something and someone has got to be responsible for that bloody ragwort. So Dad's bringing the mower, he's gonna go mowing, and I'm gonna sweat myself to death in this scorching 30-degree heat and pour all that ragwort out in front of him. Oh, I get all the fun jobs. First job, however, is we've done the typical farmer thing of saying, oh, we need to move that water pipe before we make hay. Well, there's the trailer, there's the water pipe, and it goes that way somewhere. So we've got to dig this out and drag it, and it is a fair length. I think it's a full length of water pipe actually, and it runs down a field. So yeah, we're going to fight with that, get it out, and then I'll disconnect it, move it to a different field, and then Dad can mow in here. Fun and games, all fun and games. Dad disconnected this pipe at the top of the field up there, and he somehow thinks that I'm going to be able to drag it out with the Corvus. I think it's going to be interesting. Whoa. Yeah, I quickly realised that that's not a good idea. I need to hook it up at least to the tow bar. Just about got it. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll be better off with a chain. Right, third time lucky. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. What not to do with a water pipe. Back to pulling it out by hand, I think. Sweating. Take two. Let's try and do a better job this time. Dragged it through into a field we've already done. I'm going to lie along the headland, and hopefully I won't wrap it up with the rake. So I've positioned myself nicely in the middle of the ragwort, and Dad's going to carry on mowing. I'm going to try and get some of this picked out in front of him. So for those of you who are wondering why I'm picking out this ragwort, it's because it is poisonous to livestock. Now you might be wondering exactly how poisonous this stuff really is. Well, according to the font of all knowledge that is Google, Jesus, a cow would have to eat somewhere in the region of 7% of its body weight in order to poison it. Now, considering that we only allocate about 3% currently to our cows every single day, that would take some serious doing. And to be honest, whew, this seat is hot. I think it's fairly unlikely that a cow could even achieve it. But in my opinion, I'd rather just not find out. And I've seen someone the other day describing ragwort as their favourite plant. And I thought to myself, you obviously don't know many plants. And there we go. James 1, ragwort 0. Oh balls, there's one over there. Now I've got them. But I've got a field through that gateway. It's about the same sort of size. I'm just hoping it ain't as bad. Well, there's a few, but it ain't as bad as the one we've just been in. So that's a positive. Anyhow, I'm going to crack on with this. Here's a drone montage to wet your whistle. Well. There we have it. It's safe to say I'm sticky. Right, let's empty her, see how we crack on. Honestly, would welcome any tips on how to stop this stuff growing back. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried. This is the first field of hay that we mowed and it looks beautiful. Dad's been in here all old school with the tedder and got it looking cracking. I mean, that is so dry, you can hear it. That is just, mwah. However, that is just one field. So we've got 16 acres here in this field, and then there's about 4 or 5 acres just through at the wood. And there's some more fields, the other side, that, well, they ain't ready yet. Now I think they're gonna need a run through with the tedder and at least another day or two to dry. Now the only trouble with that is, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. Now they've been saying thunderstorms and it looks like we're gonna be just on the edge. So I guess the question is, do we risk it and see if we get a shower and try and get it dry afterwards? Or do we just bale it up and make it into haylage and have it safe? To be honest, I don't know. I just don't know. At least we've got 20 acres of grass to row whilst I think about it. But then I'm gonna have to make a decision. Have I even said why we've decided to make hay this year? Because making hay is not something that we would normally do. But I've got a bit of a plan. I'm just kind of hoping it works. So normally we would house the cows around like October, November, as soon as that grass growth started to disappear and it started to get a little bit wet. However, having cows inside is bloody expensive. So what we're thinking of doing is extending that grazing period a little bit. So the idea is that we can buffer feed with some hay, which is high in dry matter, easy to move and easy to roll out, to try and extend that grazing period a bit. She's getting a bit warm. Now I'm not sure if we're 100% ready for out wintering yet. Oh, these screens are filthy, look at that. Now, as I mentioned before, we're not 100% ready for out wintering yet, but even just cutting that wintering period makes a massive difference to the bottom line. Now the other thing is, ideally, I want to make as much high quality silage as what we can, mainly to feed to young stock because they're going to make the most use of it. And then when the cows are housed, they can go on ad-lib hay and then they'll get high quality forage about a month or so before calving, just to give them the energy boost and protein that they need to calve. It also gives us the chance of trying out some sort of bunker feeding system so that feeding isn't such a big ordeal in the winter too. In my head, it's a great idea. Whether it works in practice or not, we'll see. Okay. Well, I have made a dramatic miscalculation on how much hay we were going to make. When I did our winter feed budget, I looked at this grass and I thought, maybe it'll do 150 bales, something like that. I then decided that was probably a bit optimistic, so I put it down at 100 bales. Dad's baled 19 bales. Oh, and they are lovely. 19 bales on the first width around the headland on the first field. There was 3 of those, so he did about 60 bales on the headlands. And, well, look at this. Yeah, he's having quite a few bales. I'm gonna have to put my sunnies on because it's bright. When he gets down to the bottom here, I might ask him and see how he's getting on. See how many bales he's done. Also, can we just point out how nice these bales are? Look at that. That baler is what, 2012? Old but gold. Look at it. How many bales have you done?
87 or 88.
87 or 88. So it was a dramatic miscalculation. So at that rate, Dad's done about half of this field now. It's 16-acre field, so probably going to do about 10 bales to the acre. The one I rode up just through the way has more grass on it than this. There's 32 acres here altogether. So I've miscalculated by about 200 bales, but luckily in the right direction. I think I need to go and update my winter feed budget because yeah, that's going to be a big difference.
We made the decision that the grass needed longer to dry. That night, it rained.
So it seems something rather odd has happened. I live up there by that church. Now that's about a mile away, something like that. And last night it chucked it down for 3 hours. But here at the farm, nada, nothing. Not a single drop. The hay we're making is about a mile in that direction. Dad has gone tedding just to fluff it up again because it didn't have any rain. And we've got the rake back on. Hallelujah. It was a bit of a risk, but it's paid off. Unbelievable scenes. Whew, my word, we're gonna be busy in here. I think Dad said when he finished up that there was pretty much 10 bales to the acre. There was like 165 in this first field, which is 16 acres, and then like 45 or something in the second field, which is like 4.5 acres. So yeah, we're gonna have a lot of hay. Got to try and navigate this narrow little thing. It's a nightmare between these trees. Dad's just through here tedding. He's got old school 6/4-10 and the hay bob on the back because we don't have a tedder. We haven't quite established ourselves to that kind of notoriety yet, so we're still doing it old school. But look at this for a rig. If this whole hay idea works, then I might allow him to upgrade to a tedder another year, but we'll wait and see. Definitely can't justify a new one. When we bought that rake, that was definitely a bit of an extravagant purchase, but a tedder I'm not sure we can justify. This is beautifully dry now. It was just a bit damp the other day, so fluffing it up has really made a big difference. And God, we were lucky just to miss that rain yesterday. That would have really put a spanner amongst the works. Sometimes fortune favours the brave. There we go, fluffed up, rode up, ready to bail, and Dad's just come and started bailing just through there. Oh, a little frog, look at the little frog. I tell you what we've got today that we didn't have yesterday, which is perfect for hay, is we've got some wind. I don't know what it is, but there is just something about having a bit of breeze blow through them swaths. Just hoping now by tonight that the whole thing will be bailed up and the hay will be safe. Just fingers crossed that we don't have any baler issues. It's just, I need to touch some wood. I'm superstitious, what can I say? 286 bales later, the hay is all baled up and everyone is back in the yard. Happy days. Next up, we've got to cart them. But until then, I'm done. Have a great weekend. Look after yourself. See you in a bit. Ta-da! Hey, if you haven't seen it already, why not check out this video? Or you can subscribe by clicking on that logo. Alternatively, head to www.bodysfarm.com where you can read more about the farm, check out some blog posts, or treat yourself to some of the amazing clothing that we wear here every single day. Cheers!